Hello guys, in this video we'll be looking at the module 2 of application development using Python. So in this module we have the first chapter is about list. So what is a list? List contains multiple values which are stored in an ordered sequence. So for example, say L equals to the list is represented using square brackets, so it is stored within the square brackets and you put in the elements inside the list. So the elements of the list can be numbers, or it can be string, or it can be a list within a list itself. So this is an example of list. After which you have how can you access the elements of this list? That is through index. That is L of 0. Suppose L of 0, here the list name is L, so L of 0 would return cat. And suppose you have to return the 5 here from this list. Within the list, what you do is L of 4 of 1, that is the list indices starts from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and within 4 again it will go from 0, 1, 2. So here 1 is 5, so it will return 5. So print L will return the whole list. So that is about the positive indices. If you use the negative indices, that is the last element is referenced with -1. So if you ask it to print L of -1, it will print the last element, that is 4, 5, 6 within the list, and L of -4, that is -1, -2, -3, -4, which is written 1. So this is about accessing through the elements of the list. Next we'll come to the slicing operation. So in slicing operation, what happens is you'll take only a part of the list by slicing the list through its index. So suppose we have a list that is spam, which has these elements, and suppose you perform the slicing operation, that is 0 to 4. So what happens here is, from the start, here the starting index is 0, so here it will print from 0, and the ending index is 4, but here it will print ending index -1, that is 3. It will print from 0 to 3, that is 0, 1, 2, 3. So the whole list will be printed in this case. Suppose there is no starting index mentioned, then it will start from the beginning index only, that is from 0, and it will end from ending index -1, that is again 1. 0 and 1 will be printed, so cat and bat will be printed here. And coming to the next one, here the beginning index is given 2, so 0, 1, 2, and the ending index is not given, so it will print the whatever is remaining in the list. So from here to the remaining one, that is rat and mat, will be printed. If there is only semicolon present and no starting and ending index, then we'll print the whole list. You can also have the negative index, that is the starting index is 0 and the ending index is -1. So this -1 would refer to the last element. So -1 -1, that is the ending index -1 would be -2, so it will print here till here from the starting index 0. So this is about the slicing operation in list. Coming to the length function. In length function, what happens is, suppose you have a list spam 1, 2, 3 which has elements 1, 2, 3. If you pass the list inside the length function, it will return the number of elements within the list. So here it is 3 elements, so it will return the value 3. So this is about the length function. After which you have the how we can change the values in the list. Suppose you have the list spam equals to 1, 2, 3 with the elements 1, 2, 3, and you want to change spam of 0 is equal to spam of 2. So whatever is there in spam of 2. So spam of 0, 1, 2, this is the index values. So in spam of 2 you have 3, that will be assigned to spam of 0. So it will when you print the spam, it will be, so the 0 index will be turned into 3, so 3, 2, 3, and spam of 0 equals to 0. So you'll assign 0 to spam of 0, so it will change again. So this will be 0 and the others remain same. And spam of -1, that is the last element, will be assigned with cat. So when you print the spam, it will be 1, 2 and cat. So this is about changing the values in list by using the indexes. Next you have list concatenation and list replication. So what happens in replication is, you have a list and you multiply it 3 times. So whatever the elements present in the list will be multiplied to how many ever number you have been given here. So here it is 3, so it will repeatedly tell 1, 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. So it will be totally 3 times. So that is about the replication of list. Now coming to the concatenation. Suppose you have two lists, spam equals to 1 2 3 and L equals to ABC. When you add these two lists, all of this is combined to a single list. So when you print, you'll get the whole list which is combining of spam and L. So coming to the next topic, removing values using Dell statement. So you can remove the values from the list by using the Dell statement. Suppose you have the list spam equals to 1 2 3 4 5, which you can use the Dell statement del of spam 2. So it will remove whatever is there in spam 2. Here 0 1 2, that is the 3 will be removed when you print spam. So this is the result. So you just pass in whatever the index spam of index, which element you have to remove, and that will get removed using the del statement. Now we'll see a program which uses the list. So firstly you have you'll specify a blank list with the name cat names, and you'll run a while true, that is infinite loop, and ask the user to enter the cat names or blank to stop, that is space. So you'll use the input function to get the whatever the user enters and store it in name. If this name is equal to blank space, then you have to break. Else what you have to do is you have to append, that is cat names plus whatever been sent by the user have to be converted into list. So it is written in square brackets, and that will be stored, so that plus cat names will be stored it in the original list. Then you can print the cat names are, and you can run a for loop for whatever name that is present in cat list. So this is the in operator which is used. So whatever name that is present in cat names will be printed in this statement. So next we'll go to the in and not in operator, which you had seen in the last program about the in operator. So here what happens is you have a list, and suppose you would ask 1 in spam. If that element is present in spam, yes, it is present, so it is written boolean value, that is true. Suppose you ask 44 in spam and it is not present in the list, so it will be written false. And not in spam, so not in operator is used, that is it is not in spam but it has already been present in the spam, so it is written false. So that is about in and not in operators. Coming to the multiple assignments, so you have a list which has 1 2 3 elements, and this list have to be assigned to say suppose variables v1 v2 and v3. So the list is been assigning to these variables. What happens actually here is whatever the number of elements that are present in the list, the equal number of variables should be here in order to unpack whatever is there inside the list. So here the v1 v2 v3 are being assigned with the values in the list, that is 1 2 and 3 respectively. So when you print v1 v2 v3, you get 1 2 3. So suppose you have the list with 3 elements and you have only been specified 2 variables, that is v1 and v2, but there are 3 values that are present in the list. That can't be happening, so it will pass an error when you do this. Now coming to the augmented assignment operators. This is if suppose you know the statement you've been using in the program, like spam equals to spam plus 1, which can be written as shorthand notation as spam plus equals to 1, and spam equals to spam minus 1 can be written as spam minus equals to 1, and spam equals to spam divided by 2 can be written as spam divided is equal to 2. Spam is equal to spam star 3 can be written as spam star is equal to 3. So this is about the augmented assignment. So next topic is methods. So there are various methods that can be applied on the list. So what is actually a method? Method is, it is called upon a value. So how is it actually called upon? So you have the it is specified after the value and it is separated by period. So let us see the various methods that can be applied on list. So firstly the index method. So if you want to get the index of a particular value that is present in the list. Suppose you have this list 1 2 3 mat and cat are the elements, and spam dot index, this is the list name, dot index is the method where you'll pass the parameter, the element will be passed, and 0 1 2 3 is the index of this value, so that will be written. Suppose you pass in an element 5 which is not there in the list, and you ask the index method to return the index of that particular value, then it will return error because that is not there in the list. So that is about the index method. Coming to the append method, in append method it is used to add some value to the list at the end. So you have a list already 1 2 3, and you specify spam.append method where you'll pass the element that has to be added to the list at the end. So it will be spam equals to 1 2 3. When you print spam, it will be 1 2 3 4 because whatever element you have passed will be appended at the last. So that is about the append method. Coming to the insert method, in insert method what happens is you have to insert a particular element in a particular index. So you have two parameters that is passed into the method. So the first parameter would be the index where you want to insert, and the second parameter would be the element you want to insert. So firstly you have the list here spam 1 2 3 and spam dot insert where you have to insert to the 0 index which element 0. So once it is once you ask to print, it will be printed as 0 1 2 3. So that is about insert method. Nextly, coming to remove method. So in remove method, what happens is you remove a particular value from the list. So spam, you have a list, and spam dot remove method you pass in the element which you want to remove. Suppose you say 3 here and you print the spam, the 3 element will be removed, and when you print it will be 1 2. Next, coming to sort method. In sort method, you have the list, and when you apply the sort method to the list, that is spam dot sort, it will sort the elements in the ascending order. And when you want, suppose you have the or list elements in having alphabetical value, what happens is it will be arranged in ASCII according to ASCII value. But if you want it to be arranged in descending order, you pass in the reverse equals to true parameter inside the sort method, which will print the ASCII value in reverse order. That is here D, C, and A, which is in reverse ascending order. So that is about the sort methods and different methods that can be applied on list. Coming to the topic mutable and immutable. So what is actually mutable and immutable? See, lists are called mutable because list can be added, the elements in the list can be added, removed, or changed. Suppose you want to assign L of 0 equals to 4, and you can easily do that by L of 0 equals to 4, and when you print L it will be changed. So this is mutable. Lists are mutable. Coming to immutable, strings and tuples are immutable. That is, say suppose you have a string, that is Sophie is a cat, and you want string 1 is equal to this thing is assigned to string 1, and string 1 of 10 equals to the, you want to change a string 1 of 10 into the, this will pass an error because strings are immutable. You can only change the string by using string slicing and concatenation. Firstly, what you do is string of you assign this to a new variable string of 2. So string of 1 0 to 10. Firstly, you will be slicing the string according to whatever you need from the earlier string. So here you need till is, so that index value is 0 to that is 0 to 9 is what you need, but it won't consider the end index, so it will be end index minus 1, so 0 to 10, plus you'll be assigning a string, that is concatenation, then again the remaining part will be concatenated, the remaining part of the string, the earlier string, so that will give you Sophie is the cat. So that is about mutable and immutable concept. So the next topic is about tuples. Tuples are represented using the round braces, and it is similar to list, but the main difference is the values cannot be added or removed as we do it in list. That is, they are immutable. So x equals to, here the only difference between list and string, that is it has been like braced with round braces. So if you want to print x of 0, it will print the, so here also you access the tuple elements using index. So x of 0 would return hello, and you can use the length function to tuples too. So length of x would be 3 because there are 3 elements in the tuple. And you can also apply the slicing operation, that is 0 to 2, that is from the starting element to 2, that is end index minus 1, so 0 to 1 will be printed. Now suppose you ask the type of this thing, that is hello. This is actually a string, but you may think that is as a tuple, but what happens is since it is not been followed by a comma, it is not been considered as a tuple, but it is considered as a string, and if it is followed by a comma, it is considered as a tuple. So next topic would be references. So what actually is references, we'll see here. Suppose you have assigned 42 value to the variable a, and you assign the variable a to b, and you ask print a and print b. So since a equals to 42, it will print 42, and b is being assigned with the value of a, so it will also print as 42. Suppose you change the value of a equals to 100, and you again print the value of a and b. So a will be printed as 100, but b will be printed as 42, because it is only referring to, the b is only referring to the value that was being assigned, and it is not changed. Here only a variable will be changed, but this happens only in the case of variables. But what happens in case of list is, suppose you have a list spam equals to these are the elements, and you assign this list spam to a variable cheese, and you alter this cheese variable that has the list that is referring to the list which is being stored in spam. So cheese of 1 equals to hello, and you print spam and cheese. And what happens here is, since the spam which stores the list and cheese which has this list like the same list of spam, both of these variables have the list, and actually they are pointing towards the same list having different variable names. So when you change when you alter with cheese of 1, both the variables that having the stored value of the list will have the change applied. So it will be hello being changed with spam also in cheese too. So that is about references. Coming to passing references, suppose you call a function and you pass in the arguments that will be copied to the parameter variables. So you have the function, so def x some parameter, this is the parameter variable, and before coming to the function you have spam equals to 1 2 3, and you will call the function that is x of spam. You will pass the 1 2 3 list to the function x, and it will go here to some parameter, and some parameter dot append hello. So it will append hello to the end of the spam list, because you have sent the spam here, and you ask to print spam, so it will print as 1 2 3 and hello, because here we are dealing with list. So as we have done in the earlier concept of list, where references change, like if you change the elements that are present in the list and also the variable, both of this will be affected. So that what happens in list. Coming to the next topic, that is copy module. What happens in copy module is, so firstly, to use the copy module, you import it. So import copy, and you have a list a equals to 1 2 3, and you use the copy module. Copy of a will be pushed to b, that is copy of a will be pushed to b, and you will print the a and b, that is nothing but 1 2 3, because both have the same value. After which you assign a of 2 equals to 33. So here a of 2, that is 0 1 2, here 3 will be changed to 33, and here b will be remained as it is. So in reference concept with respect to list, what happens is, if we change the variable we have assigned originally with list, the other variable we have assigned the list with also changes. But if we use the copy module, that won't happen, and it happens like what used to happen in case of variables. So that is about copy module. So the last topic of this chapter is converting string into list. Suppose you have a string text that has been stored in variable L, and you want to convert it into list. So you apply the list function, that is list of L, which will be stored in list of 1. When you print, it will be in this form. The string has been converted into list with each character being a single element in the list. Coming to converting tuple into list, you have a tuple which is embraced with the round braces, and you want to convert it into list. So list of T will be assigned to L. So it will convert the tuple into list. So that will be in square brackets. And coming to list into tuples, so what happens is you have a list and you pass it into tuple function, that is tuple of L, and store it in T. When you print, the list will be converted into tuple, that is it will be embraced with round braces 1, 2, 3. So that is about the first chapter. Thank you.